In this video, we will verify site-to-site IPsec VPN modes. I'm talking about phase 1 mode. So phase 1 has two mode, main mode and aggressive mode. Main mode has 6 packets to exchange, while aggressive mode has 3 packets to exchange. So this is our lab topology to verify. We have R1, R2 and R3. In the middle we have internet service provider. So R1 has a tunnel to R2 and also R1 has a tunnel to R3. So between R1 and R2 we're gonna configure main mode, while between R1 and R3 we're gonna configure aggressive mode to see the difference. So this is almost the same topology. Here we have 192.168.1.1 local subnet. This side we have 192.168.2.2 local subnet, and here we have 192.168.3.3 local subnet, while here the public IP is 1.1.1.1, and this side we have 2.2.2.2, while this side we have 3.3.3.3 IP address. Okay, so here I mentioned as well 192.168.1.1. okay, and R1 to R2 we're gonna configure main mode, while R1 to R3 we're gonna configure aggressive mode. R2 public IP is this one, and also private, as I told you. And similarly I told you about 333.3 is the public IP of R3, and this is private IP. The router image I use in this lab is this one, in case if you want to perform the same lab. And let's move to the basic configuration. So we're gonna configure two interfaces in R1. As you know, they have two interfaces. One is the loopback for the local subnet, and one is for the outside internet facing. So here we have public IP, and this is the local subnet. We're gonna use loopback interface, and also we need one default route to configure. Similarly in R2, the same things, one public IP and one local IP. We're gonna use loopback and default route. And also the same thing on R3. We have public IP, loopback as a private IP, and default route. ISP has to only configure 3 interfaces. One connected to R1, second R2, and the third one is to R3. Okay, and after that we're gonna configure phase 1. Okay, and phase 1 in R1 to R2. Okay, and similarly R1 to R2. So we're gonna configure another one, R1 to R3, but we're gonna change the mode to aggressive mode. So this is the only difference. The one which you can see in blue color is the difference between the main mode and the aggressive mode. By default it's main mode, but if you want aggressive mode you need to type these extra commands. So that's what we want to do. So let's move to our lab topology, and let me open R1 first. Okay, so there is nothing configured. Let me make them no, and let's go to R2 as well. Okay, and let me open R2 as well and hit enter and no. Okay, and we need to open R3 as well, and finally we need to configure ISP as well. So let me hit enter and type no. So R1, as I say, let me clear the screen. This is R1, this is R2, this is R3, and this is ISP. So I clear the screen, and let's start to configure. I'm gonna use script as I explained you, and this is the router model I'm using in this lab. So R1 to configure 2 interfaces and default route. So let me copy the script and paste. So R1 basic configuration is done, and let's move to R2. So this is the R2 configuration. Let me copy and paste. So R2 is done. Similarly we need R3 configuration. As I explained you, only 2 interfaces to configure and default route. So it's so easy. It's a CCNA level stuff. So let's go to ISP. So ISP setup is here. It has only 3 interfaces to configure. So let me copy and paste the script. So it's configured. So the basic stuff is done. Next thing is we need to configure. Let me clear this one. and I don't need ISP anymore. So let me close ISP. Now the thing is between these three router to configure, and that is the tunnel between these router. So let me copy the script because we already know this one. So if I move to R1 to R2, so I will the policy is 5 pre-share key 3ds group 2 hash SHA lifetime, this one exit, and then this is the key and next hop, which is 222 R2. Okay, and this is phase 2 detail, and then the ACL, the interesting traffic for this IP to this IP, and then we need to create a crypto map and attach all these to combine phase 1 and phase 2, and then attach them to the outgoing interface, which is this one. So because we done this one, so I will copy and paste. So let's go to, we are already in the configuration mode, so let me copy this one. Okay, and let's go to R1. So I'm already in R1 and paste this one. Keep in mind this one is for R1 to R2. This why it's mentioned 2.2. So R1 to R2. Okay, and this is 1.1 which is going to 2.2. Interesting traffic as per our topology. 192.168.1.1 to 192.168.2.2, and the main and the mode is main mode. By default is main mode. Okay, and then I create the crypto map, and then I attach them to the outgoing interface. However, in R1 we need to create one more from R1 to R3, but this time I will configure that what is called, either let's do it R2. What I done first, so let's go to, maybe I done R2 first. So this was the basic configuration. Yes, to R1 to R2. Okay, I done with this one, and now R1 to R3. Yes, so what I need to do now, this time when I reach to crypto map this one, so I need to change few things. So we need to change the mode. So let's go to our R1 to R3. So you can see this time the policy is 10. Okay, 3ds group 2 hashing SHA lifetime is this one. Here I change few things. Crypto ISACM peer address is this one, and I say set aggressive mode, and then I type the IP address of R3. Okay, and then the rest of the thing is says set aggressive mode. So only these things are the difference when you are changing the mode, and rest of the configuration is similar. So let me copy. Okay, and it's better to copy from here to here, and let me copy this one, and let's go to R1 again and paste. Okay, so now I configure. Keep in mind I give them the same name because we have two crypto map to attach to outgoing interface. So I give them the same name. However, I change the sequence number. Here sequence number 20, and above it was sequence number 10. So if you have a doubt in this one, so keep in mind it has to be the same name, but only change the sequence number. So R1 is configured for aggressive mode as well and for main mode as well. Now let's move to R2. R2 will use main mode with R1. However, R3 will use aggressive mode to R1, and R1 has both configured on the same interface, but sequence number is different. Okay, so let's move to R2 to R1, which are using the main mode. So I will copy the same script. Okay, and let me copy this one, and let's go to R2 and paste. So this is the same configuration but mirror. Okay, so here I say the policy number 5 is the same 3ds group 2 hash SHA lifetime this one, and Cisco 12 is the password because I set here, and this is the IP address of R1. Okay, and now this is mirror the opposite 2.2 when it's going to 1.1 and it's attached. So R2 is done. Similarly R3, but it will be aggressive mode. So for aggressive mode there is few changes which you need to do, and those changes are here, which is mentioned here. Okay, as I explained you. So let me paste this one. So this time the policy number 10. Okay, the only difference is here I change the mode. These are 2-3 lines which you need to change the mode. So now this one is aggressive mode. So we configure aggressive mode, okay, in R3. Similarly in R1 both are configured. So R2 to R1 is done, okay, and now the final thing is to test them. So I done with this one, okay, and now we need to test. So before test, to send traffic from R1 to R2 and R3, what we need to do, let's do another thing. Let's capture the packet here. Okay, so in R1, right click and capture 0/0 interface. Okay, and let's see now. Let me capture, and also I need to capture R3 as well. So let me allow this one. Okay, and we need to see that and Ethernet. Similarly, I need to click here and capture the interface here as well. Keep in mind in R2 it will be 6 packet. However, in R3 it will be 3 packet for phase 1. Okay, so let them start so that we can verify. Yeah, I started, and here I can type ISA KMP and filter them. Okay, and here also ISA KMP and filter. Okay, and now what I need to do, I need to send the traffic to these two. I need to send the traffic to the loopback interfaces from R1. So let's go to our R1 show IP interface brief. So we have loopback 1 to send the traffic. So I can type ping 192.168.2.2. Sorry, 2.2 is R2 and source is my loopback. Either I can type the IP address. Okay, and hit enter. So maybe first packet last. Similarly, I need to send the traffic to 1.1 will be the same, but I will change this one to 3.3 R3. Okay, and hit enter. And let's see now. Yes, one packet last here as well. And if you go back now, you're gonna see the difference. Here we have a main mode. Okay, this is R2 and this is R3. You can see on the top. So let me make them like this. So if you check out, okay, so here we have 6 packet exchange. In main mode we have 6 packet, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, while on this side we have 1 and 2 3. You can see it's written aggressive mode, and then the second phase is only 3 packet, so it's same. However, we are interested in phase 1 verification. So what I can do, let's go to here, and if I click on this one and let's go to further, and here you're gonna see main mode. Let me zoom it. So you're gonna see here it's written main mode. Okay, so we are using main mode and we have 6 packet. Here is 1 2 3 4 5 6 packet, while on this side, let's move to this side, and this side we have aggressive mode. So if you want to see aggressive mode, so let me make them like this, and let's go to here, and here is mentioned aggressive. It's a aggressive that you are using phase 1 mode, which is there are 3 packet to exchange. So I hope so it's clear from here. Okay, and also if you want to see, I give them many things to verify. So we ping from here and then show crypto ISACAM. You can verify the key, you can verify the pair, you can verify the policy, you can verify the security situation, you can see the session. We already checked these things. Okay, but the main thing was to verify through Wireshark, so that you can see there are 6 packet exchange from R1 to R2, and there is 3 packet exchange between R1 to R3. So we have 2 main mode. Okay, sorry, means we have 2 mode in phase 1, main mode and aggressive mode for phase 1, and phase 2 has only 1 mode, which is quick mode. So that's why we have 3 packet here as well, and similarly we have 3 packet here as well. So I believe it's clear to you now that in side to side IPsec VPN in phase 1 we have 2 different mode. One is main mode where we exchange 6 packet, okay, to make a tunnel, while on the other side we have 3 packet to exchange. So I hope so it's clear now. Thank you.